Hello students, let me introduce myself. My name is Aarti Pattan Shetty. I am working as an assistant teacher in this Shivraj College. Today I am going to teach you one poem, She Walks in Beauty, of compulsory English subject. The name of poem is She Walks in Beauty, written by Lord Byron. First, I am going to introduce you about poet Lord Byron, born in 1788, and he was one of the most well-known romantic poets. And he was educated at Harrow and Trinity College, Cambridge. Before that, I want to clear the concept of romantic age or romantic poetry. In this poem, She Walks in Beauty, Lord Byron used characteristics of romantic poetry. In such type of poems, poets should be used nature elements like valleys, river, sky, cloud, imagination, beauty, and all these elements which is used Byron in this poem, She Walks in Beauty. Then I am telling you about his contribution in literature. His publication of Childe Harold, which is published in 1812, brought him name and fame. And his works, The Vision of Judgment, which is known as a critical essay. Then he wrote verse tales, poem on travels, then passionate dramas, and also Lord Byron wrote short poems. He died of fever at the early age of 36. This is the short introduction of poet Lord Byron. First I am reading the title of this poem, She Walks in Beauty. In this poem, if you read the title, She Walks in Beauty, she refers to that lady. And walks indicates that is verb, the way of walking, and the manner of walking of that particular lady, and word beauty means the central idea of the poem is beauty of that lady. So in whole poem, poet Lord Byron described the beauty of that lady. And in the whole poem, poet not mentioned exactly the name of that lady, but it seems that that lady is Mrs. Wilmot. She is the cousin of Lord Byron. Then I am reading the first line of this poem. She walks in beauty like the night. In this first line, poet compared her beauty and he compared her way of walking with the night. I am reading this stanza number 1. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes. Thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to body day denies. So, Byron's poetry is characterized by intensity of passion and vigor of expression. Vigor means here strength or power. In this poem, Lord Byron not only described but he praised, admires her beauty, and he compared her beauty with the cloudless night. The first line, she walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. Cloudless climb means there is no cloud in the sky and sky is very clean, and starry skies means the sky is full of stars. So poet described about that night and he compared that night with her beauty. And poem reveals his sincerity. He not only described physically that lady, but he admired spiritually also, and he describes her feelings, her thoughts, her pure heart, and her innocent love also. He described physical and spiritual beauty in his poem, and her inward beauty reflected on her face. Then poet describes about her feelings, her calmness, eloquence, and poet says that her inward beauty reflected on her face. It means if you see the face of that lady, if you look the face of that lady, you realize that the woman is very calm, eloquent, and she is very innocent. And poet says that beautiful, extremely beautifully, physically also and spiritually also, this kind of woman is very rare to find in this world. And so poet says that her good qualities and her darkness and brightness gather in her face. It means poet described that the mixture of darkness and brightness you can see in her face also. Then her beauty is better than the natural beauty of bright daylight. Poet says that her natural beauty or her beauty is superior, her beauty is better than the natural beauty in daylight. It means he praised not only her beauty, but he praised that night and that day is not superior than her beauty. Next page. Stanza number 2. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace, which waves in every raven trace, or softly lighters over her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express, how pure, how dear their dwelling place. In this second stanza, poet says that her beauty is perfect beauty. She has the perfect beauty. So if you add one shade the more in her beauty, or if you less one ray in her beauty will spoil. Her beauty will disturb. So according to poet, that she has the perfect beauty. Then had half impaired the nameless grace. Her beauty is nameless grace, which is described by Lord Byron. It means you cannot describe in words. You cannot describe her beauty in words in such a way. She is extremely beautiful lady. So poet says that she has a nameless grace, which waves in every raven trace, or softly lightens over her face. It means poet compare her dark hair, with the raven trace. Raven trace means a dark hair. Poet here compared her hair with raven trace, and he says that her goodness you can see in every lock of her hair. In every lock of her hair, that is called that raven trace. Or so softly lightens over her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express, how pure, how dear their dwelling place. Dwelling place is a residence or home of her thoughts. In this line, poet describes that her thoughts serenely expressed on her face. It means she is never hurt to anyone. She is very pure by heart. She is very innocent, and she is very pure and very calm. If you see her appearance, if you see her expression, her face, you can realize that she is very peaceful woman. Then poet talks about balance of beauty in her face. Poet says that there is a great mixture of darkness and brightness. There is a perfect balance in her beauty. Slight change. Your slight change, if you do slight change, your slight change may spoil her beauty. There is no need to add one more shade in her beauty, or to less one ray in her beauty. According to Lord Byron, she has the perfect beauty, and it is the example of rare beautiful woman not only physically beautiful but also spiritually beautiful. In the whole poem, there is not mentioned the name of that lady. There is no response of that beautiful lady, but it seems that the poet is lover of that lady, so he admires and he describes her beauty in whole poem. Her dark hair combined with dragon tress and her love, feelings, pure thoughts are reflected on her face beautifully. So how pure, how dear their dwelling place. In this last line, poet says that her heart is home of her good thoughts. Good thoughts, and her heart is dwelling place means her heart is residence of her pure feeling, good thoughts which is expressed on her face. And the poem is a lyric form, and I want to clear that what is the exactly meaning of lyric. That lyric is a focus. Lyric focuses on personal feelings, and in this poem also poet is speaker, poet is narrator, and he expressed his personal feeling, personal views about that beautiful lady to whom poet met at one party, and in that party she wore black dress for mourning, and so poet described and made this poem to tribute that beauty, to tribute that lady, and to tribute that art. So this is the background of this poem. Then her soul, her mind is great residence of her purity and innocence, which is described as a dwelling place. So in this way, poem described that her heart and her mind is very pure, and it is a residence of her good feeling, her good thoughts. It means her thoughts also very good, and she is a kind, royal woman, which is rare to find in this today's modern world, because she is not only physically beautiful but she is spiritually beautiful also. And this whole poem, poet described only spiritually of that lady. Next page. Stanza number 3. And on that cheek and over that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tale of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. In this first line, and on that cheek and over that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent. Eloquent means impressive, eloquent means attractive. In these first two lines, he describes not only her physically appearance, but he describes in detail that about her cheek, her forehead, and she looks very soft, so calm and elective. When she entered in the party, her beauty attracted to Lord Byron, and her beauty inspired to Lord Byron, and then Lord Byron prepared this poem and give title that She Walks in Beauty. It means not only she is beautiful, but her action also very beautiful depicted in this poem. Her manner of walking also beautiful with her expression and with her physical beauty. Her cheek and forehead are so soft, so calm and eloquent. It means she looks more attractive and like a kind royal woman. She looks like a kind royal woman, and according to Lord Byron, she is not ordinary beautiful lady, because she has the perfect beauty which is very difficult to find in this modern age. Her smile and her glow win the hearts of everyone, and she has spent her days in goodness, and her heart is innocent. So in this last stanza, poet describes that the smiles that win, the tints that glow. Glow means her fair, her feelings, her expression. She has the ability to win the hearts of everyone. Her smile can win the hearts of people. But tale of days in goodness spent. When you look her face, you can realize that she spent her life in goodness. She has no enemy. So, poet describes that her expression, her pure feelings, describes and realize that she spent her life in goodness. And a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. Then poet describes about her mind, that her mind is so pure, her thoughts and feelings and even her love is innocent, and poet describes that she is looking a very peaceful woman. So poet describes her beauty, her perfection in this poem. So conclusion, the poet describes and admires her purity, perfection, beauty in this poem. So this is the short message of Lord Byron which is given in this poem. She gave a rare example of perfect, beautiful lady in this poem. So students, I will hope you appreciate and like this poem. On this poem, some questions are important. For example, the title of this poem, question number 2, the central idea of the poem and poet's feelings in this poem. So these questions are important on this poem. So I hope you will enjoy and appreciate this poem. Thank you.